Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Real American History. I'm your host, Tess Evans, public historian. And this episode, I'm going to touch briefly on what were called Freedom Papers. So, what were these Freedom Papers? Well, throughout the 19th century in America, so all of the 1800s, in order to travel around the country, Black people who were either ex-slaves or who were born free had to have what were called freedom papers on their person all the time, basically. They were also called certificates of freedom. And they basically proved that they were free. It literally listed their free status. A lot of the blacks who were here in America during this time constantly lived in fear that they would be kidnapped and sold either back into slavery or into slavery for the first time. And so these papers declaring that they were legally free served as their protection. Now, the process to actually obtain freedom papers or one of these certificates was kind of interesting. So blacks had to attest to their free status with the county deeds office, where they had to prove that they were born free or that they were freed. And if the proof given was satisfactory, the office would issue a certificate, or this freedom document, that contained a description of the body of the black person, or hair texture, body scars, skin tone, just an entire description of basically the appearance of the person. And, filling these certificates with the deeds office actually served as extra protection because, unfortunately, there were slave catchers who would deliberately destroy these freedom papers in order to sell the black person back into slavery or into slavery for the first time. So the office was protecting the original copy of that document, so in case there was any type of selling that tried to occur or any other type of conflict. And of course, some slave owners set their slaves free, and they provided proof of that on these freedom papers as well. And within the court, of course, there always had to be a white witness, most likely a white male, for the creation of the papers. And I'd like to read a few examples here. The University of Pittsburgh actually has a great collection of these freedom papers, or certificates of freedom, and they've transcribed a lot of them. And so if you get on their website, you can definitely look at the collection. Like I said, there's several to read. But I'll read a few here just for examples, and you'll definitely be able to hear what I was talking about as far as the description of the person. So this particular one is from the state of Kentucky in Greenup County. It says, I, Alfred W. G. Nichols, clerk of the county court of said county, do hereby certify that at a county court held for said county and state at the courthouse in Greenupsburg, he calls it, on the 7th day of September, 1835, a deed of emancipation from Thomas B. King, setting free his Negro man named Gabriel, aged about 35 years, about 6 feet high, of slender form and dark complexion, was produced in court, and acknowledged by the said Thomas B. King to be his act and deed, and order to be recorded. Now, in conformity with the promises aforesaid, and of the law of the state of Kentucky, I, the said Alfred W. G. Nichols, clerk as aforesaid, do certify that the said Negro man, Gabriel, is a free man of color, duly emancipated by said deed recorded in my office. And at the bottom it says, in testimony whereof I have hereunto subscribed my name and affixed the seal of said court at Greenupsburg, aforesaid the 7th day of September, 1835, and in the 44th year of the Commonwealth. So again, you can see here in this example that there's a description of the person, and the owner here happened to be setting his slave free, and declaring so in this type of legal document. Now, I'll read you one more here. This one is a certificate of freedom of Jesse Turner from Southampton County, Virginia. Virginia, Southampton County, to wit, I do hereby certify that Jesse Turnera, bright mulatto, about 26 years of age, 5 feet 8 and 1/2 inches high, has a scar over the right eye near the eyebrow, and was born free in the county of Southampton, has been duly registered in my office as clerk of the county aforesaid on this the 18th day of August 1829. Then it goes on to say, Southampton County, August Court, 1829. The above named Jesse Turner, having been registered in the clerk's office of this court, this day appeared in court, and being examined and the register inspected by the court, it is ordered to be certified that the said register is truly made. And then there are signatures from the clerk and a witness as well. The witness information is down below at this one in particular. It says, I, James Rochelle, clerk of the county court of Southampton in the state of Virginia, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a true transcript from the records of the said court. In testimony whereof I have hereunto set my hand and affixed the seal of my office this 18th day of August 1829. So again, as you see in this example, you have the description, and you also have the Declaration of Freedom, and that this particular person, Jesse Turnera, was born free. And so literally all of them had to carry these papers with them to prove that they were free. And that was either, their ticket to as normal of life as they could possibly have in the 19th century in America, and, just trying to create their own lives and prosper and live and have families, or, they could have been taken back into slavery, more than likely sold back to the southern states of America. So that is the episode. Hope you enjoyed learning about Freedom Papers. And again, I will be, just like I do in the rest of my episodes, post videos and other resources, links to reading, and all kinds of other information. And if you guys feel more inclined to learn more about this topic, you can feel free to access those links and the reading material. So until next time, I will see you all, and I hope you all continue to learn and grow. Thank you. Bye.